In this video, I'm going to be totally honest and transparent about everything I know about Badlands. I've received well over 100 comments and questions so far, and I want to answer some of them now, starting with what seems to be the biggest thing that you all want to know about. Where is Phil McKnight? Love to learn what went down between them and Phil McKnight. Is Phillip McKnight still part of Badlands? Who is really Badland owner Lewis and Phil? Love to hear why Phil McKnight stopped being a part of this brand. So where's Phil? TTK won't save this. I guess Phil featuring TTK won't ever happen again. Oh, they have a factory now. I remember P McKnight and TK launching the brand, and it just goes on. I also received a few not safe for YouTube comments privately as well. But the truth is, Phil is just a really, really bad guy. Probably the worst on YouTube, actually. I'm 100% joking, of course. I've been watching his channel since early 2016, like way before GitCon. I watch his weekly live stream and I've learned a huge amount of guitar maintenance skills from his channel. So about a year and a half ago on that live stream, he mentioned that he was no longer involved with Badlands. I remember back in 2023, he said that he was brought on sort of last minute to help. And it always seemed like he really wanted to help out with the initial run or two. And like every bigger YouTuber that I'm friends with, Flex, Hennin, Glenn, and smaller channels actually, doing YouTube properly is a massive time commitment. It's like 2 full-time jobs squeezed into one. And I'm pretty sure that Phil also does consultancy work as well and repair work, and he has a family too, so he realised last year that he couldn't really give enough time to Badlands and he left. I'm pretty sure I remember the Tone King saying a similar kind of thing at the same time on his live stream. And spending some time with Lewis and the Badlands team, they put in a huge amount of work, and it was really eye-opening actually to see exactly what's involved in the whole operation. Both channels have built their following on transparency and integrity, so I've got no reason to disbelieve their version of events, so hopefully that's cleared that up and I don't get any more weird comments about that, but I probably will. Another popular question that people had was about the factory. Wow, USA made, I am totally floored. This is awesome. Who is your builder? This is definitely a ghost builder. If you are a company that is going to disclose everything, then disclose the company who is ghost building your guitars. Is this actually Badlands factory or another builder's factory dressed up as Badlands? With Badlands only making so many guitars in each run, it's really hard to believe that they have a factory this size already. So Badlands don't actually own the building or the shop operators, but they do have their own official headquarters there, and it's now their home base. And I think there are plans to expand to open days, customer visits, and a showroom at some point maybe. Some people seem to be fixated on the exclusivity of their new factory, as if somehow that might be a negative if they're building other high-end instruments as well. So if I've misunderstood that, then please let me know. Their new factory was already specialising in high-end basses like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 instruments, and ghost builds for a couple of other brands on a small scale. If you haven't seen my video on their new factory, please check it out. It's very impressive. A few people mentioned that they were built in California, and they were, you're right, but this is a new workshop and it's in Maryland. Lewis at Badlands personally inspects every guitar, and their new factory is like a couple of hours away from him. I've been building guitars for a while now. I only do word of mouth sales to clients through my other business, but that being said, I know what a quality guitar is and what it takes to produce them. These guitars are 100% quality and made with passion and love. It shows in the final product. By the way, this is the style of shop that produced all those beloved late 70s and early 80s rock and shred guitars that we all love. Keep up the great work, Badlands. Can't argue with that. Can't speak apparently. I'm sure they appreciate your insight and kind words, so thank you. I don't normally stray from Jackson, but if I can afford one when they're done this next run of Badlands, I will get one for sure. I am thinking they're on par with Jackson Custom Shop for at least $1,000 or $2 less than a Jackson Custom Shop. That's exactly it. You definitely get it. I haven't heard about this brand for ages. I thought they were done. Okay, looks like they're not. Straight up Jackson ripoff. Lame. I think Badlands have been pretty clear about the guitars and period of time that they're paying tribute to, but if you're not aware, it's that mid-80s Jackson, Charvel Kramer, BC Rich kind of thing, but with the attention to detail that they had back then, and also while trying to hit a price point that you might actually be able to afford. They're very expensive, but generally at least a couple of $1,000s less than anything like for like from Jackson. Guitars looks great. Badlands were manufacturing these guitars in California. Do you know if all future Badlands are being made at this facility? I also noticed that they changed to the Floyd Rose for a bridge. Is that change permanent or was that related to a supply issue? Thanks, Paulu. I actually love the Goto 1996 lock-in trem that they were using before. LT Custom Guitars is currently making me a Custom Explorer, and that's the trem that we went for. But Badlands wanted to get it as close to a full USA made guitar as possible, and that just happened to line up with Floyd Rose now making their tremolos in the USA. Quality wise, I'd say they're very similar. I don't think one is better than the other personally, but Yeah, going forward, Badlands will be using the US Floyds and will be making their guitars in the new Maryland factory. So you can make stuff in America. Apparently so. They look like Jackson soloists with a much better headstock design. Looks really cool, except for that little nubbin on the headstock. I know you said it's for hanging, but it's ugly. Make it bigger and stretch it down towards the tip of the headstock. Love the idea that it's being colour matched though, ties it all together. So a lover of the headstock followed by someone who isn't as much of a fan, but actually uses constructive criticism and is polite. Thank you, JZ3X. Would love to see a reversed headstock. Make it happen, Badlands people. I agree. I've mentioned this to them as well. Been looking forward to this video. Drop in since you were on TTK live stream a bunch of weeks back. You exceeded my expectations. Way to go, Jake. The Badlands team should be super proud. Amazing job, guys. Thank you so much, Marsha T. I think they are very proud, and thank you so much for watching the live stream as well. Yes, those Bengal finishes are amazing. Between you guys and Splorn Guitars, 80s guitars are finally coming back. The sad flat colours that guitars are available in these days are bland and boring. I would be so amped to open a guitar case and see that white Bengal finished beast. Thanks for the comment, Ultra Chris 2K. Yeah, the Bengal finishes are so cool. I think my favourite is this one, the Sunset Bengal, but that changes every day. The classic Bengal, it looks so good as well. Again, wood doesn't have anything to do with tone on an electric. Scientifically impossible. Yeah, I'm not touching that one. Actually, I don't disagree with you in the sense that I think the pickup, amp, speaker make a much bigger difference to the tone, but to say the wood makes zero difference, maybe you can all let me know in the comments what you think. Looks great, still way too much money. Love them and great quality, but $2,500 for a bolt-on neck and cool paint without stainless steel frets or locking tuners is a little much. Thanks, Thomas Carter 2638. I do get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's a US-made guitar. I don't think it is too much. It is a lot of money though. Everything is just so expensive now. I found this USA-made Jackson Dinky bolt-on neck and it's $5,300, well over twice that price, and that's without any kind of custom paint job, and it just has a single pickup. An off-the-shelf pickup even. There's a load of comments and questions about them all being sold out, so I'll just flash them up on the screen as I'm speaking. The thing with Badlands, everything up until now, I don't know if that changes going forward, but it is and has been limited runs. That way, everyone that wanted one was able to get one. It keeps the costs down, which then those savings get passed on to the consumer. So yeah, what you see on the website currently is either previous runs that are all sold out or the upcoming GX1 Pro release, which is scheduled to release on August 1st. Hopefully. Wow, that Bengal one looks sweet. Did I see a Crackle finish in there too? I would kill for a maple fretboard neck through guitar. I don't think there was a Crackle finish in there, but I would love a Crackle Badlands. Maple neck through isn't a bad idea either. I like your thinking. Any chance of some telly shapes? I would love to see a Badlands telly with a reverse headstock, like a kind of Mick Mars Kramer type thing. I don't think they have any plans for that at the moment, but I would definitely keep asking these kind of questions and giving recommendations, because they will see this and they will take it on board. I'm a guitar nerd of the highest magnitude. I'm also a blues and blues rock player who never even listens to or plays any other types of music. These guitars are not my cup of tea due to the genre choice. I love my Strats, the Tellys, Les Pauls, 335s, and a few Vs and of the traditional variety. While it's easy to spot the attention to detail, these are very niche guitars for an audience that I don't relate to. I imagine they're spendy too, so I hope they're nitro finished and not that awful poly. If not, you need to fix that stat. Well, thanks for taking the time to watch the video and leave a comment. Even though it's not your kind of thing, I appreciate that you've noticed the attention to detail. And that's the thing. I think that most of these guitars back then were poly. They're supposed to be shiny and flashy, and that's what poly gives you. And I'd hate to have a poly Gibson. At the same time, I'm not sure I'd want a Nitro Jackson, especially covering cool artwork. Maybe I'm wrong. It's happened before. I think it was the summer of 2008. And there was a load of other really nice positive comments. Thank you all so much for those. I'm sure the Badlands team really enjoyed seeing those. Big original Jackson vibes, both the shop and axes. That's 100% what they're going for, so they'll love hearing that. Wow, what a sick operation. Looking great. Absolutely awesome. A real haul of dreams. Some of the best and hottest looking guitars I've seen in years. Jackson, Charvel, Kramer, ESP, eat your hearts out. There's a new sheriff in town. Definitely looking into adding at least one of these to my collection. I love the finishes they put on these guitars. I have a GX1 Redline HH. I'll never sell it. I've unfortunately missed out on the couple of past runs. Be glad to watch the evolution of Badlands. Quality is #1 in my book, and these guys are nailing it. Rock on. Beautiful, well-made Super Strats. I love my Jacksons. Nice to see the tradition moving forward. Don't think I could afford one of those though. Old school factory. Love it. You've got to be stoked to that guitar, dude. Epic choice. Thank you, Gary O'Neill. I really am. This guitar is so unbelievably cool, and I'm just so glad that after wanting one for years now, I actually own my very own Badlands guitar, and it does not disappoint. If you haven't seen my Badlands factory tour, it's just here, and here is the vlog that I made when I was over there as well. Thanks so much for watching.